There are SUVs that shout for attention. Flashy, oversized, tech-loaded machines built more for show than substance. And then there's this. The 2026 Honda Passport TrailSport doesn't scream. It doesn't pose. It simply shows up, ready to go where others hesitate. No gimmicks, no pretense, just a solid, capable, no-nonsense SUV that delivers exactly what it promises. In a market where most mid-size crossovers are leaning into luxury or efficiency, the Passport TrailSport sticks to its roots. Rugged build, spacious cabin, real off-road chops, and Honda's signature reliability. But here's the twist. Most buyers have forgotten it even exists. So the question is, has America overlooked one of the most honest SUVs still standing? Or is the Passport TrailSport just too basic for today's market? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be rethinking everything you thought you knew about midsize SUVs. And if you're into reviews that cut through the hype and get straight to what matters, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. This is Car Today Reviews, where real cars meet real talk. 2026 Honda Passport TrailSport, the no-nonsense SUV America forgot. That's not just a bold title, it's the truth. In a market overflowing with soft, tech-heavy crossovers and hybrid hype machines, the 2026 Passport TrailSport dares to go the other way. No flashy design overhaul, no turbocharged gimmicks, no unnecessary complexity, just raw V6 power, real all-terrain capability, and Honda's signature build quality, wrapped in a package that feels refreshingly honest. This isn't a fashion-forward SUV. It's built for the ones who don't care about touchscreen sizes as much as approach angles. Sitting between the CR-V and the Pilot, the Passport has always carved its own path, and the TrailSport takes that spirit further, with chunkier tires, reinforced suspension, and torque vectoring AWD that actually works when the trail turns ugly. It's not trying to compete with luxury SUVs, it's trying to outlast them. The Passport TrailSport is for buyers who remember when SUVs weren't just about status, they were about strength. And in 2026, it might just be the most quietly capable SUV on the road. Or off it. You can tell at first glance, this isn't just another soft roader dressed up for Instagram. The Passport TrailSport walks into the room like it belongs in the wild, because it does. While other crossovers flirt with off-road aesthetics, this Honda means business. The front fascia has been squared off and beefed up with a new grille design, reshaped LED headlights, and signature orange recovery hooks that peek out like a warning label. It sits on 18-inch shark gray wheels wrapped in 31-inch General Grabber all-terrain tires, meatier than what you'll find on a Subaru Outback Wilderness, and close in spirit to what a 4Runner TRD off-road runs stock. Steel skid plates now protect the engine and fuel tank, and while ground clearance remains at 8.3 inches, lower than the Bronco Sport Badlands or 4Runner's 9.6 inches, it compensates for a wider track and reinforced suspension tuning that delivers better balance and more grip when the pavement ends. Step inside, and you'll notice what Honda did differently. No faux luxury, no gimmicky screens stacked on top of each other, just a clean, functional cabin designed for people who actually use their SUVs. The new 12.3-inch central touchscreen is now standard, flanked by physical knobs and hard buttons that won't fail when your gloves are muddy. The 10.2-inch digital gauge cluster adds off-road pages like pitch and roll, elevation, and compass, features missing on most unibody SUVs in the segment. The seats are trimmed in high-durability synthetic leather with orange contrast stitching and embossed TrailSport logos. It's not flashy, but it's confident, like a good pair of boots that get better the more you wear them. Rear legroom is generous, more than what you'll find in a Ford Bronco Sport or even a Jeep Cherokee, making it road trip friendly for adults. And with up to 83.8 cubic feet of cargo space, it hauls gear, pets, or weekend dreams without breaking a sweat. Everything about the Passport TrailSport says it wasn't built to win over influencers, it was built for people who actually go places. It won't beat a Wrangler on the Rubicon, but it'll get you far enough off-grid to forget the city, and far more comfortably than most body-on-frame rivals.
Some engines chase numbers, others chase trends, but the 3.5-liter V6 under the hood of the 2026 Passport TrailSport does neither. It simply shows up every time. With 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, it's not flashy on paper, but in the real world, this engine is one of the most battle-tested and reliable power plants in the segment. No turbos to baby, no hybrid systems to worry about. Just solid, naturally aspirated power that responds the same way, whether you're towing up a mountain pass or crawling through sand at low speeds. Matched to a refined 9-speed automatic transmission, the power delivery is smooth, consistent, and confidently unbothered. There's no turbo lag like in the Ford Bronco Sport's 2.0L EcoBoost, no strained engine whine under load like you might get from Subaru's Flat 4. Instead, what you feel in the Passport is balance between capability and comfort, between torque and traction. With 5,000 pounds of towing capacity, the TrailSport can confidently haul boats, small trailers, or a pair of dirt bikes, putting it ahead of most unibody SUVs. The torque vectoring all-wheel drive system actively sends power where it's needed most, giving this midsize crossover the reflexes of a smaller SUV when conditions get rough. But the real magic is in how it handles bad roads, or no roads at all. The revised off-road tuned suspension absorbs hits without drama, and despite its size, the steering remains predictable, tight, and composed. It may not articulate like a 4Runner, but it won't beat you up like one either. And, unlike many body-on-frame competitors, the Passport feels just as at home on winding back roads as it does on a fire trail. Trail mode optimizes throttle, transmission, and AWD settings to maintain grip and control in low-traction environments. Snow mode dials it back for stability. Sand mode lets the rear wheels dig in when needed. It's a quiet confidence, not shouting about off-road heritage, but quietly proving it. There's something incredibly satisfying about a vehicle that just works. No drama, no surprises. The 2026 Passport TrailSport doesn't pretend to be an off-road warrior, but when you need it to go off the map, it's ready. Every time. The 2026 Passport TrailSport isn't trying to win efficiency awards, and that's not the point. What it does offer is a solid, predictable fuel economy rating of 19 mpg city, 24 highway, and 21 combined. In a segment filled with turbocharged engines that promise more on paper than they deliver in the real world, Honda's naturally aspirated V6 is refreshingly honest. No unexpected dips in mileage, no hunting gears or overworked batteries, just consistent performance that stays true trip after trip. Could it be more efficient? Maybe. But here's the trade-off. No battery packs eating into cargo space, no CVT compromises, and no complex hybrid systems to service down the road. Instead, you get one of the most reliable V6 powertrains in its class, something that owners of older Passports will tell you can go 200,000 miles without a fuss. Where the Passport really starts to separate itself is in its everyday utility. With nearly 78 cubic feet of cargo space when the rear seats are folded flat, it outhauls many of its direct competitors. That's enough room for camping gear, bikes, tools, or a week's worth of Costco runs without playing Tetris. And unlike some of its rugged-looking rivals, the TrailSport doesn't sacrifice interior comfort to achieve capability. A hands-free power tailgate, low cargo floor, and wide-opening doors make loading and unloading effortless, even when your hands are full. In the back, underfloor storage adds hidden utility that's ideal for muddy boots or emergency gear. And if you're taking passengers instead of cargo, the rear seats recline and offer class-leading legroom, giving second-row riders the kind of comfort usually reserved for three-row SUVs.
This isn't an SUV built just for Instagram trails or spec sheet bragging rights. It's built for families, for weekend warriors, for anyone who needs real utility every day without the compromises. Whether it's hauling mulch, towing a trailer, or just getting through a surprise snowstorm, the Passport TrailSport doesn't ask for attention. It just gets the job done.
The Passport TrailSport isn't just a workhorse, it's also a quietly smart companion, especially when the terrain gets tough and distractions are the last thing you need. After talking performance and practicality, it's only fair to ask, does this rugged Honda keep up with the tech curve? Surprisingly, yes, but not in the flashy, overcomplicated way many rivals do. Instead of loading the cabin with endless features you'll never touch, the TrailSport delivers exactly what matters and leaves out what doesn't. The 8-inch touchscreen might sound modest in a world of 14-inch displays, but it's sharp, snappy, and brilliantly intuitive. More importantly, it keeps the volume and climate controls on real knobs, because when you're wearing gloves or bouncing over rocks, that matters. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are now wireless, and you get Qi wireless charging plus USB-C ports front and rear. No one's arguing over who gets the only charger anymore. But the tech story isn't just about convenience, it's also about confidence. Honda Sensing comes standard, and for 2026, it's smoother, faster, and more natural than ever. Adaptive cruise, lane keep assist, auto emergency braking, they all work in the background, stepping in when needed, never when not. The new rear seat reminder helps avoid costly mistakes. Blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert take the stress out of lane changes and grocery store exits. And for tight parking situations, multi-angle rear cameras and parking sensors on both ends make it feel a whole lot smaller than it actually is. It's worth noting, some rivals, like the Subaru Outback Wilderness, offer more advanced trail cameras or semi-autonomous features. But here's the thing. The Passport isn't chasing gimmicks. It's focused on what drivers actually use day in and day out, on the road or off it. That quiet confidence, that clarity of purpose, is part of what makes this SUV so easy to live with. Because at the end of the day, capability without control is chaos, and the 2026 Passport TrailSport, it gives you just the right amount of both. Step outside the Passport TrailSport for a moment and the picture gets a lot noisier. This is a segment crowded with bold names and bigger personalities. Toyota 4Runner, Subaru Outback Wilderness, Jeep Grand Cherokee. All of them promise rugged credibility. All of them market-tested. So where exactly does the Passport TrailSport fit? Start with the Toyota 4Runner, a legend in its own right, no doubt. But under the hood, a 4.0-liter V6 that feels like a time capsule from 2009, paired with a 5-speed automatic that's just as ancient. Yes, it's built like a tank and beloved for off-road reliability, but on-road, it's thirsty, slow, and clumsy in tight corners. Meanwhile, the Passport's V6 may be less flashy on paper, but it's smoother, quieter, and more refined, and it drinks far less. Then there's the Subaru Outback Wilderness, the closest in spirit to the TrailSport. It's got the raised suspension, the torque vectoring all-wheel drive, and the outdoor cred that Subaru has carefully cultivated. But push it hard and the CVT transmission quickly reminds you that enthusiasm has its limits. The Passport, with its 9-speed traditional auto and naturally aspirated V6, offers more linear power, better towing, and far more composure when the trail turns steep. The Jeep Grand Cherokee adds another twist. It's more luxurious, more tech-laden, and offers a wider engine lineup. But it also costs more, often much more. And long-term reliability? Let's just say Jeep's track record keeps buyers on their toes. Honda, on the other hand, quietly delivers decade-long dependability with the fraction of the drama. In a world where off-road SUVs are often too soft or too extreme, the Passport TrailSport splits the difference. It's not the flashiest nor the most hardcore, but that's exactly its strength. It delivers real capability with real comfort, minus the compromises. And in a category filled with aging platforms, gimmicky updates, and inflated price tags, that clarity feels refreshing.
So maybe this isn't the SUV everyone's talking about. Maybe it never was. But for drivers who value balance over bravado, the 2026 Honda Passport TrailSport might just be the smartest choice no one saw coming. The 2026 Honda Passport TrailSport isn't trying to win Instagram. It doesn't have aggressive fender flares, a turbo badge, or some over-the-top off-road pro branding slapped on its tailgate. What it does have is a proven V6, real all-wheel drive capability, a comfortable and spacious cabin, and the kind of quiet confidence you only get from something that's been built to last, not just impress. This is not a hype machine, it's a doer. It's for the man who doesn't need to shout to be heard. The kind of driver who values substance over flash, strength over noise, and reliability over drama. It's the SUV for the grown man who's done pretending and is ready to drive something that actually works, rain or shine, mud or tarmac.
No, it won't turn heads at the valet line, but give it a trail, a winter storm, or a weekend road trip with family and gear in tow, and the TrailSport quietly proves why it deserves a spot in your garage. In a market obsessed with trends, the Passport TrailSport is a reminder that being solid, honest, and capable still matters, and sometimes that's exactly what a real man needs. So the question isn't whether it's flashy enough. The question is, are you the kind of man who sees through the noise? If you've made it this far, chances are the 2026 Honda Passport TrailSport speaks to you. Maybe you're not chasing the spotlight. Maybe you're just looking for a machine that gets the job done, no questions asked. So, what do you think? Is this the no-nonsense SUV America forgot, or the one it secretly needs more than ever? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. And if this review helped you cut through the clutter, do us a solid. Hit that like button, subscribe for more real-world car reviews, and tap the bell so you never miss a drop. This is Car Today Reviews, where specs meet sense and hype takes a backseat to honesty. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next drive.